Toy break. Toy break. Toy break.
Hi, and welcome to Toy Break episode 73. I'm George.
I'm Aileen.
And I'm wearing an Aces and Eights shirt.
And this Toy Break is your weekly internet show featuring reviews and news about designer vinyl, plush, action figures, collectibles, events, how-tos, and more toy goodness right here with us on the couch.
Oh, toy goodness.
So first up, don't forget we have the custom Kirster contest going on right now. Ooh, you could win this piece right here. Awesome. Amazing articulated plush.
I hope nobody wins so we get to keep it.
I think somebody has to win.
Damn.
It's kind of how contests go. So if you would like to enter to win this amazing little star imp...
Please don't enter.
No.
I would like to keep it.
No, please enter.
Oh, yeah.
You forgot the point.
Please don't enter so I can keep it.
So all you have to do is make your best Yeti face, take a picture. I don't know why this is always my Yeti face. Grr. It's kind of the same as my zombie face. So take a picture of your best Yeti face and post it up in the contest section at the forums at toybreak.com, and you could win this guy right here. If you need some inspiration, check out Kirster.com, and don't forget the deadline is April 29th.
And we've already got some posts, so...
We do have some posts.
That means I can't keep it, so you might as well enter. You might as well beat somebody out. Get on there and beat somebody.
What do you think?
Join our forum and beat somebody.
Is that the
That's
new
the slogan.
slogan?
Join our forum and beat somebody.
I'm not sure I like that slogan. Let's see if he'll...
While you're
go.
beating somebody, you might as well get a cool custom Kirster. Cute.
Also, the Neil Wynn Project.
Speaking of not cute, the Neil Wynn Project.
Wow. Wow, really? We're going there? You know what is cute is the winning design, number 3.
It was the winning design, all right.
And it's cute.
It was the winning design, all right.
So we are still chronicling the progress of from design to finished resin toy for Neil's piece, and as you are seeing right now, he has begun work, and we will have more for you as the weeks progress. I'm thinking he'll probably be done with it by the next time we check in.
Yes.
So
Shouldn't take too long.
woohoo, something to look forward to. We'd also like to thank our sponsors like PanixToyBox.com,
FuzzyBallsApparel.com,
and 3DRetro.com. They all help us keep the show coming to you, so be sure to check out ToyBreak.com and click on them to check out their wares and support them so they can help support us so we can bring the show to you.
They're right over there to your left of the screen. Look down. You should be watching this on ToyBreak.com, by the way.
Ooh, you should. Definitely.
That way you get all the show notes right below the show.
Show notes for the news items?
News.
The news items, like Humans Beware. It's not really news other than the fact that we visited that, and that's news to you. So we visited the Humans Beware show at Rocket World in San Francisco last Friday.
Let's take a look at what we saw.
And let's look at it.
started by man. Started by man. Who that man? And that man. Who that man? And that man. Go ahead, tell me that. Was Ike Turner. Ike Turner. Ike.
So we would again like to thank Drill and Patrick from Rocket World for having us up for the show and just putting on a great show. It was so much fun. I'm so glad we went.
A lot of customs under one roof.
There's a ton of customs.
And the store is awesome too, so if you're ever in San Francisco, go look at it.
Absolutely. And be sure to check out the customs that are still available for purchase over at blue77.bigcartel.com/products. Or click the link in the show notes, probably right below, like you just said.
And also, that little clip you just saw was not the whole video, so go over to youtube.com/toybreak and watch the full video with the interviews with Patrick and Drill.
And thank you again for taking the time to do that. Also in the news, Major Minnow by Scott Tollison. 10 pieces of this 6-inch hand-painted resin figure will be available at Scott's first show at Rotofuji Gallery on May 1st. This is a super cute little piece.
Very cool. That's going to be an awesome show.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I wish we could make it out for that one.
Also up, Custom Scully Show. Chukwa has put out a call for submissions for a Custom Scully Show on May 16th. If you are interested in participating, blank Scully figures are available at chukwa.com or urbanwarfare.com for $10 and must be finished and returned by May 9th. Email scullyshow@chukwa.com for more info.
Where can you buy the figure?
I don't know. What did I say? urbanwarfare.com?
Or where else?
Chukwa.com.
Chukwa! I like it. I like it. So that's going to take us straight into reviews.
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 We got a lot of reviews this week.
We do. So let's get to it. This
You-
is a...
Go ahead.
No, go.
I was going to say, you might remember... Did we do this on the show, or was this on YouTube
This was
only?
on Toy Brief number 26.
Was that a YouTube thing?
Yes.
Okay. So check out our briefs. You know when we say that at the end of every show? And I'm not paying attention usually. So check out our briefs. Go back and watch. We reviewed the King Grayskull from the Master of the Universe Classics line. This was the very first figure to come out of the Classics line, and this came out at San Diego Comic-Con last year. You might see it back here. Once you open this box, it opens up into this giant Castle Grayskull.
Which is awesome
with
packaging.
Lights and sound and King Grayskull inside that you could pull out and play with.
Or you could just keep opening the box over and over again, because that's awesome.
Like we do. This one happens to be the statue bronze version. But he did come in regular edition, so will match your figures. And they're completely articulated. One of the gripes I had about this figure, you'll see in our brief, he looks more like the newer He-Man release than the original Masters line. But they soon fixed that. So let's start off.
Well, just to give you a little back history in case maybe not everybody out there is up to date on the He-Man figures and what's going on. So these are by Mattel. The Masters of the Universe Classics action figures are sort of a celebrating the 25th anniversary of He-Man, and it's sort of a re-release and resculpt of the original characters.
But not like the re-release and resculpt that happened a few years ago. These are more of the re-release and resculpt of the classic figure.
I think a few years ago was a redesign, and these are a resculpt re-release.
Redesign.
No.
Alright, well let's get right into it then. Is that what we need to say?
Sure.
Alright. So here we go. What do we say? He-Man. Up first.
Let's start with He-Man.
Alright, so first of all, the packaging is awesome. It doesn't at all resemble the original packaging, which if you're going to do it and make it like a callback to the old package, why not just put it on that bubble?
Make it the same, yeah.
Put it on that cool bubble and make it exactly like the old packaging. But I guess they figured they kind of did that already.
Speaking of old packaging, though, let's talk about that little divot.
Okay, so first of all, it's on a giant bubble that fills up the whole back. But they did put the little divot in the middle, which apparently is a callback to the original package, which I don't remember.
80s.
I played with He-Man all the time, but
yeah, but
I was
we
a
ripped
kid
our packages
and I
open.
played with it, so I don't know. I didn't like study and collect figures when I was a kid. I just bought them and played with them because they were fun and cool. So I don't remember the little bubble thing, but apparently if you go to He-Man.org, all those guys are totally into it. And if you want any real information on the stuff we're going to talk about, go to He-Man.org, because half the stuff we're going to say is probably wrong, and it's just our opinion anyway. But He-Man.org has all the dudes that know everything about all this stuff. So when you want the real info, click over to them when you're done watching us ramble about it, and get the good info.
Wow.
So anyway, the bubble was apparently on the original stuff. I have a feeling that it was more to keep He-Man in place.
Right, because it was a shallower clamshell.
Yeah, but this doesn't reach him at all. All it does is put a big giant bubble in the way of me looking at He-Man.
If I were keeping him in the package, it would really bother me.
So I would,
Whatever.
same thing. Since we're going to open it, doesn't matter. But Mattel, who cares about that? If you're not going to do the original package anyway,
Why
put the throwback bubble that just interrupts the figure? Take that stupid bubble out. Come on. All right, so you pull out the figure. Actually, the figure. One thing to note on the packaging is it does have air holes in the side, so it won't be a giant smelly mess when you get it. It still smells okay, I guess. This one's kind of been out a while.
It doesn't smell like King Grayskull.
Well, this has been out of the package for a while, and it has air holes. That didn't.
That's what I'm saying. The air holes helped.
Yes. It has the He-Man Masters of the Universe logo in the top with the lightning and the Grayskull looking stone around the bottom. Very cool. Should we talk about the back at all? The back is kind of a throwback to the old packaging as well. We don't have to do this on every figure because they're all going to be the same, but
Just so you know.
it does have the list of King Grayskull, He-Man, Stratos, Skeletor, Beastman, and Merman. So kind of a little, here's what's to come in the first line. Yeah. King Grayskull being the one that was released at Comic-Con, and the rest are released on MattyCollector.com.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that before we get into reviewing the figure, about how you get each figure each month?
Sure.
What is it, the 16th of each month?
It's around the 15th.
Around the 15th of each month.
And it will tell you on the site.
You have to go to MattyCollector.com, and it's the only place to get these figures. They are not sold in stores. And they are $20?
$20 each.
So,
but now the ones we're talking about today are sold out. Unfortunately, you can still get them on the secondary market. But if you're interested, now is the time to get into collecting these figures. Now that there's only, 4 or 5 out.
This month's release is the 6th figure.
Yes.
So it's perfectly
You're
still
getting
acceptable to get in there and jump in now. And it's still easy enough to find the old guys for a reasonable price. Not much more than $20 on eBay. It took like a month for the first one to sell. It took like a month for He-Man to sell out. And by the time they got to the last guy, Stratos, I believe was the last one.
Oh, Stratos sold out really
sold
fast.
out in like a couple hours. It was sold out before the end of the day.
And Skeletor was sold out within a day
within
or
like
2
a weekend
days?
or something like that. So it's
Yeah.
they're starting to go super quick. People are starting to catch on. So you might want to get in now while it's still at the beginning of the collecting market. All right. So the back also, along with the picture of the guys on the back, also has a bio for each guy in a little like He-Man scroll.
He-Man is Adam?
Oh shoot! We gave it a spoiler alert. He-Man turns into Prince Adam.
What? No wonder they're never in the same place at the same time.
So each one has a thing. So let's get into the figure now.
Let's do it.
We'll start with He-Man. If you were a collector of He-Man in the past, you'll notice that He-Man always had a few iconic weapons and things. One being his, obviously the
Power sword.
Power sword, and the second being his axe, battle axe, and here, want to hold that?
Yes, thank you.
Battle axe and shield. These are great renditions of those original weapons, I think.
Now, we should also mention that these are sculpted by the Four Horsemen, who, as you may or may not know, fantastic sculptors and designers. And these are super high quality figures as far as articulation, really, and design go.
Yeah.
I would say.
Ooh, be careful. I almost broke that.
What'd you almost break?
Almost broke his half of the sword when I took it out of the package.
Oh.
Alright, so I don't remember in the old days when you got the sword, didn't it only come with half, or did he also come with a whole sword?
I think he came with the whole sword, didn't he?
Because I know that there were two halves. He had half and Skeletor had half.
Right.
And when you put them together, they make the full sword.
Which they
Power
still
sword.
have.
Which they still do. They give you the half sword along with a full sword copy of it.
Well,
I believe
you can't
in
really
the old
hold
days.
the half sword.
I believe in the old days it was only the half, if I
think?
remember correctly. I don't really know.
We'll have to check on that.
I was a kid. My memory is fuzzy.
It's
But I mean, it's got everything from like the place on his back where you can keep the sword, the Iron Cross on his chest, which is awesome that they didn't have to change that. But one of the things that these add that the old figures did not have, first of all, is a proportionate leg. It's weird, he's been in the package so long, his leg is now
His leg's a little bowed, but that's okay.
bent and crappy.
But his legs also aren't in that weird I can ride anything stance.
Yeah.
Like the old ones.
I mean, I guess you could put him into that if you wanted to.
You can
but...
put them in that, but it's nice to have the option to just stand him up like a regular person.
So they have, let's start with the arms. It's got a ball joint shoulder. It has the bicep swivel, the elbow hinge, and the wrists, let's see, wrist turn, yes, wrist turns. And then it has a ball joint head, a hinged chest, a waist swivel, basically a ball joint hip with a single knee articulation, a cap. Oh, how did I just break? Oh, the whole front of his pelvis just fell apart.
Oh.
These toys are made shitty. The whole front of his pelvis just broke off. I don't even know how that happened. A hinge or a flat calf cut, so you could turn his foot left and right, and then a hinged ankle. So it's got a ton of articulation. I don't think that's going to make the figure fall apart, but a little bit maybe it will. I'll just glue that back together later. There you go. What do you think?
Thanks. I love him. I mean, I think even if you're not a He-Man fan, it would be an awesome action figure. You could like totally customize this into a million other things if you really wanted to. Not that you would want to. I mean, it's He-Man, but
That's $20. You're probably buying it because it's He-Man.
See, I have this whole other skewed perspective on action figures because in the world of vinyl, as many of you know, we're talking about prices $40, $50 upwards. And when it gets back to action figures, they're usually like, what, $10 to $15 maybe?
$7 sometimes.
Well, $7 is a good price. But I mean, you could go 10 and I'm like, $20, that's fine. But
No, I mean, if this were in a store and it were put out in mass, like regular action figures, it would probably be a $7.99, maybe $9.99 figure.
You think that's cheap?
But yeah, but because of it's made for a collector market, it's made in lower runs.
We don't have the exact run, though. I don't believe Mattel has released
Run numbers.
But
they are lower runs than a normal action figure would be that you would buy at Toys R Us.
Proven in the fact that they're selling out.
Which is why they're $20 a piece. I think the price is fine for the collector and for what you're getting.
I agree.
And lots of articulation. So do you have anything to say? I love the classic shield. I mean, that was pretty much one of my favorite parts of He-Man as a kid was
Really,
that
the
shield
shield?
for some reason. I don't know why. The shield and battle axe are the two that I always played with.
Interesting, okay. Nothing specific. In general, I like it. Take it out of the package when you get it if you're going to, so that the leg doesn't bow. Kind of odd.
Or just leave it in there. It is. I mean, it
Or
is
if you're
such a
leaving it in the
weird.
package.
It's put into this weird, awkward position in the package.
Weird stance.
So it kind of bubbles. I mean, you could even see it in the built into this custom blister is a broken leg joint, basically, and apparently a broken pelvis too. So be careful when you're playing it.
You know what else is kind of fun about this compared to the classics? Obviously, the original ones were pretty much solid one color flesh tone.
Yeah.
And then this has gradients and variations of dark and light. You know, it just kind of gives the figure some depth and a little bit of character.
Yeah, that's true.
And I like that. Just extra detail. Nice to have.
It is. It's true.
What's our next figure? We have Beastman.
Does this come off like the old one? It doesn't look like it unsnaps like the old one did. And at this point, I already broke
Actually,
it
it
once.
might.
Oh, it does.
No, it
Look
does.
at that.
Good call.
So you can take off the chest just like you could, or the chest
Armor.
armor just like you could in the old one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Power vest.
Okay.
Power vest.
So be careful when you're playing with its pelvis. Who's next?
Beastman.
Beastman. So this was released second. Same exact package, front and back, same thing. He's in slightly less of a terrible pose for his leg. But you'll remember him as the same classic look as that old Beastman. Oh, he's got a little headpiece.
Extra head packaging? Oh, he's it's rubber banded on.
I'll get that off later. There's a little rubber band that holds his little headpiece on, so it's looking in the right direction when you get it.
And there's rubber band here, too.
I'll leave
holding
that
the
one
whip.
on, holding
Okay.
that whip on. So one thing you'll notice right off is the whip is an actual sculpted whip, not just that little piece of string.
Yes.
Like the old days. And another thing you'll notice is the, well, I guess he doesn't really have any reused parts.
Not so much on him.
Maybe the pelvis loincloth
Cloth, yeah.
piece. That's about it. Everything else looks like it at least has sculpted fur all over it.
Which is nice.
As you know, as you might remember from being a kid, the original He-Man pieces reused a lot of parts. Something that, as a kid, you probably didn't even really notice or care. Or maybe you did notice, but you just don't care when you're a kid. But as this line moves forward, you'll notice that they are going to reuse a lot of the same parts, which is what I think is great, because it makes it just like the line when you're a kid.
Exactly.
I think it's awesome.
Actually, as a kid, you may not notice that some of the figures were actually just the same figure.
Repainted. So Beastman, I mean, is there anything we need to call out or say on it? If he's the same articulation as the other guy.
He's also got the great gradations of paint, because it used to be the solid red piece of fur and everything, and it's got the sort of detailed brownish color fading in there and really pulling out the detail of the fur, which, I don't know, I love that feel to it, because it's still that, yes, it's Beastman from my childhood, but sort of grown up, you know?
Yeah.
It appeals to my more adult sensibilities, I guess.
You have adult sensibilities.
Do I have adult sensibilities when it comes to toys?
I don't think you do.
But it's great. I mean, this one, not too much going. I mean, it's got the one accessory. It's just a good figure.
Yeah, he's got an awesome face, too. It totally, like, I mean, if I don't have the other one here in front of me, so I can't be like, oh, look at the two. But as far as what I remember in my head, it looks awesome. I don't know.
That one's a lot better.
I'm sure it is. Who was released third?
Skeletor.
Or I guess fourth, technically.
That would be Skeletor.
Skeletor. Same package. Skeletor, real name Keldor. Mortally wounded in battle with his half-brother Captain Randor. Keldor turned to his dark arts master Hordak to save his life. Hordak merged Keldor with an extra-dimensional being, changing him forever into Skeletor, Overlord of Evil. God, I loved Hordak as a kid. I can't wait till that figure gets made.
Oh, this one has a lot of rubber bands.
Because you can see I opened the other two first.
So this, I was a huge Skeletor fan as a kid. I guess I was always rooting for the bad guys. Far superior to the original, I think. What do you think?
My favorite part of Skeletor...
these rubber bands are really hard to get off.
Was the...
This is going to hurt me.
Or me. What's going on?
I don't know. Whew. Got it.
My favorite part of Skeletor was always the awesome staff with the ram's head on it. And this one is no...
Exception?
Exception. It's the word I was missing. So yeah, this is awesome.
Interesting. Oh, he's great though. He's got, I don't know, to me, a way better face than the original. I mean, the original, you know, you've got that classic love, but this is so much cooler.
Yeah. One thing about the redesign that came out in the mid-2000s, I loved the redesigned Skeletor. I thought it was so much cooler looking.
Really?
So seeing this, it's like, this now looks like a guy dressed up at Comic-Con looking like Skeletor.
Awesome.
You know what would be cool is to take that and make that fat Skeletor you see at all the conventions. Like out of work Skeletor or whatever, unemployed Skeletor.
Unemployed Skeletor. That'd be pretty good. I love him. So what parts can we see here?
Pretty much same thighs up to the mid-cut, I would say, right on the calf.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got his own shins and feet. And it looks like probably the same...
Chest? Yeah.
It's same chest, and then maybe same biceps down to the bottom part. Yeah, the forearm. He's got his own forearm.
I just noticed that Skeletor and He-Man have belly buttons.
They do.
George.
Don't touch it. But he also now has his own pelvis
Loincloth, yes. And it doesn't seem to be... Oh, Skeletor can do the splits now.
Do the splits break it?
They do not.
How's his leg? Is it all wonky and weird, or is it just that stupid pose they put He-Man in?
It turns out it's just He-Man that got in that weird...
That was so terrible.
Weird pose.
They should pay attention to that, because...
Put the sword together.
Plastic's still cooling when
How'd you open the sword and not put it together?
So here is the two halves of the power sword. Don't exactly...
Oh.
Stay real well, because things are bent, and plastic is pliable.
I remember them fitting together better. That's okay, though. There it is.
There it is. Power sword, two halves, purple and silver.
But I love Skeletor. The feet are a little loose, but who cares when you're playing with it?
I like the fact that you don't need these two halves. They each have their
own
own sword.
Yeah, I know. They have their own sword, so you don't have to worry about it.
That's even cooler. Screw the two halves of sword.
Do you have anything specific?
I think he's awesome. I love his little shin guards and everything. I love that his shin guard, his arm guards look like they should be painted, but they're just not. Even though like the ones on the legs are for some reason, but the ones on the arms aren't. I don't know. I'm sure it's supposed to be that way.
That. He's not complete. There's no Panther.
Not yet. Hopefully there will be.
Where's Panther and Bobcat?
So who came out after Skeletor?
After Skeletor was Stratos.
Ah, but not really.
Ah.
Because they had a New York Comic-Con pre-release
of
Faker, who was not on these original first packages. And then they replaced him with He-Man in the He-Man spot. What does that mean? Because Faker...
But you can't tell the difference. He's Faker.
That's true. He looks exactly the same to me. So
the fact that he's blue and orange, no one could tell them apart.
Technically, his original release was after Stratos, who we're going to talk about next. But because he was pre-released at New York Comic Con, sold in person at the Mattel booth, we're going to talk about him next.
He was kind of sort of fourth or
so
fifth.
On the box, they replaced He-Man with Faker, and they have the little bio. Some people may not know, but he's actually a robot. Mm-hmm. Doesn't he look just like a real robot?
Mm-hmm.
Originally built by Man-at-Arms to cover for He-Man when Prince Adam is needed, Faker was abandoned in the Royal Junkyard after his first mission and salvaged by evil warrior Triclops. At the request of Skeletor, Faker was reprogrammed to replace He-Man and convinced the people of Eternia that He-Man had betrayed King Randor and turned evil. Now let me ask you, I don't remember the original cartoon where Faker was in there. Was he blue when Man-at-Arms built him?
That's a very good question.
Because if he was, Man-at-Arms is terrible at building things. Like, seriously, who is he trying to kid?
You know what? Let's check that out.
Right,
We'll be right back. Haha, we are back and we are armed with information. So, in the original Masters of the Universe, Faker was portrayed as exactly the same as He-Man, without blue skin. Go ahead. With regular skin tone skin, and that was because Filmation, creators of Masters of the Universe, wanted to save money by reusing the same He-Man cells in the cartoon. So instead of redrawing and recoloring, they just used He-Man again. And after that episode, apparently he never came back to the series. I didn't realize it was only one episode.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? So the more you know. Bum, 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 bum.
But the original notes called for him to originally be this color with Skeletor outfit
Right.
on.
As you can see, Skeletor-esque.
So again, he also comes with half the sword
Yes.
for his half of the power sword, which is
For the
apparently
like evil
orange.
He-Man. Evil He-Morn?
Evil He-Morn?
Evil He-Man.
So one of the cool things about this dude, obviously he's wearing all the same, he has all the same sculpts as He-Man because that's the reason he's here. Not only did Filmation cut costs by using the same parts, Mattel also cut costs by using the same parts. So he's got the same exact body as He-Man, but he's wearing Skeletor's cowl and armor. And
He doesn't have a cowl.
whatever this thing is called. What's this called?
Chest plate.
Chest plate.
Vest.
Chest armor. So, but if you take off of his cool chest plate, you could see underneath
Oh.
his tape deck counterpart that makes him a robot.
Data cassettes.
He's got total
That's what's in there. Awesome.
reel-to-reel
Reel to reel.
recording device strapped to his chest. So, that's pretty awesome. Awesome technology that they had back in the 80s.
Hey, don't knock the cassette tape.
That's going to be like putting an iPod on a character that in today's society, and then
In like 20 years.
20 years from now, when they watch Transformers and an iPod transforms, they're going to be like, pfft, iPods.
Or when they watch Transformers.
That's what I said, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
When they have a Transformer transform.
Oops.
Oh, look at this. This one's
What?
all busted too.
How come? What? In what way?
His shoulders chewed up completely. Like It
Oh.
looks like an animal got to it.
Wow. That's weird.
I don't know what's up with the quality control here at Mattel, but this looks like he was stepped on at the factory.
You know what that is? Is trying to get it here quick for Comic-Con.
It probably is. So if you didn't get it at New York Comic Con, maybe you're luckier, but he's got... I mean, this looks like it seriously was dropped. He's got dents
Yeah.
in the plastic. He's got scuff marks all over him.
This is exactly what my 12-inch Indiana Jones looked like as a kid because my dog got to it.
Yeah, this is weird. This looks like it was chewed on. So that's 2 out of 4 figures have been opened broken so far. I don't know about the quality here,
Let me
but...
see Faker. So one cool thing about Faker is his colors are so much more vibrant
Yeah, I like that color a
than
lot.
like Skeletor. I'm not sure if it's picking up as well, but the blue is much more sky blue,
Yeah.
and the purple is just, I don't know another word besides vibrant, and there's a lot of, loose joints. A lot of variation, and again, the sort of shading with a little bit of black and dark purple in it versus Skeletor, who has solid dark purple accessories.
True.
Just something to note in the paint. Actually, he's got kind of a crazy black wash over his orange armor, too.
Yeah.
Interesting. Ooh, his cassette's peeking out.
I can't believe how broken that came. Alright, so
Yeah.
let's get into the last guy that we have here.
It's got some weird paint on the back.
Yeah, like I said, scuffs.
Okay.
So the last guy we have
Stratos.
here is Stratos. Why don't you tell a little bit why I break his seals here?
Sure, the winged warrior ally to He-Man.
That's it? That's all you got to say about him?
He, all of his race, what is it, Avian, can fly, but he amended himself with rocket packs so he can go faster.
Awesome. Nothing like a bird that needs to put a rocket on.
He's like a bird man. He's not fully bird.
He was one of my favorite ones to play with as a kid. Just I don't know if it was just the colors of him or something, or the cool like visor and beard he's got. Look at his awesome beard.
It's a very cool beard.
So he's reusing a lot of Beastman.
Yes.
Pretty much all of Beastman, actually.
4 on the same?
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, it's Beastman with a new color, except he has his own feet. His own
Yes.
smooth feet. And then added to his wrist, besides the little bracelet that they have,
Are the
was
wings.
the wings. And then, of course, he has his own head and jetpack.
Which are bendable and rubbery. And the rocket pack.
Right. Which I
So
said.
he can go faster.
So yeah, I'm cool figure. I used to love playing with him as a kid, just flying him around. Anybody that flew really was one. That's what, maybe
Boba
like
Fett.
Boba Fett, who you never saw fly,
Boba
but
Fett.
in my playing, he flew.
You could have made anybody fly, you know.
I could have. I
Look,
guess.
Skeletor.
I had a stormtrooper that used to fly all the time, only because his chest was broken, and when
Only
he
one?
landed, he would fall apart into pieces. So I always thought it was the coolest. So I'd have somebody shoot him and throw it. And all right, but that's not He-Man. That's a story for a Star Wars episode.
Fantastic.
All right, so one of the reasons we're bringing this up this week is because it's almost the 15th, and it's coming up on time to get the next figure, which is Merman.
It is Merman.
And if I know correctly, Merman will include the 2 heads, a head variant.
Yes.
One being the original Merman from the toy, and one being based on the design from the back of the package of the original character, which was a different Merman head. So if you were a kid and you noticed those kind of things,
You're going to get them both now.
you might want to get 2 Merman. That'll sell out even faster now.
Right, because now everybody's going to buy 2 of them at the time. But after Merman comes Zodak and Hordak.
That's awesome.
I know, how cool is that going to be?
Do we know who the San Diego release is going to be yet?
You know what? I do not know that information yet.
I've
I'm
heard.
not sure that
I
that's
think
out.
I've heard rumors online in places that said it will be a female character. So would that mean Tila or Evelyn?
Screw
or
Tila, where's
Sorceress
She-Ra?
Or She-Ra? I don't know. But
I want
there's a few
Evelyn
female
or She-Ra.
characters. So yeah,
Am I the only one who didn't care about Tila?
I don't know. Maybe. Right.
Did you care?
Let's find out.
Who is your favorite Masters of the Universe?
Click on the forum button, and under this episode, tell us who your favorite Masters of the Universe character is.
And if anybody says Cringer, I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to punch you in the face.
Can they say Battle Cat? Is that okay?
You can say Battle Cat. He's great. He's like the Batman of... He's like, I'm Battle Cat now because I'm talking in this voice.
Oh, you know what? I noticed not only is it a hinge, but it also swivels on the foot. So
Yes.
it's not only a hinge up and down, but also
Although most of them
swivels.
have armor, so it doesn't really
Right, so it doesn't really do anything.
change much.
He-Man's is barely even moving, but... Alright, so that's our He-Man review. Alright, That's what do we got next? Let's move on.
But there they are. Well, I just want to say I'm really excited about the rest of this line. And like we said before, it's not too late to jump in to collecting these guys.
It isn't. I mean, we actually missed Stratos when it came out.
We did.
Because we were a weekend too late. But
well, because I think if the 15th falls on a weekend or something like that, then it comes out the day before or the day after, or...
There's some weird system.
You got to just go to maddiecollector.com and keep tabs on when they're coming out.
But we were able to get them on eBay that next week.
I think I paid like $3 more.
A couple bucks more. So you could probably still find most of these guys for just a couple bucks over $20 each.
So there you go. Masters of the Universe Classics. What would you say about the whole line in general?
I love it. I think they look great, and I can't wait to set them up on a shelf.
Do you have any comparisons between this and the 2002?
I like these a little bit better, but I like the designs of the other figures better. Does that make sense?
So you like them both, but for different reasons.
Right.
Sure, we'll go with that. And next up we have events. Events. Happenings.
Let's do it.
Stuff to do.
Fangoria Weekend of Horrors, a ghoulish gathering of horror-related guests, exhibitors, and events at the Los Angeles Convention Center in Los Angeles, California from April 17th to April 19th. Fangoria.com. And stop in and see booth number 10.
Table number 10.
Table number 10, not booth. Table
We'll
10.
It's just like this, but with a table in front of us and no couch. And stuff to buy. Pretty much.
That's it. Just like this.
Attack of the Designer Toy Show. Resin figure show featuring work by Scott Higgins, Rick Bowden, Stephen Vogler, Ross Brown, Edward Ruiz, and special guests like Enreason, Nakanari, and Jason Ice at Avenue Arts Venue in Dallas, Texas on April 18th. Visit monsterbotstudio.blogspot.com for more info.
It Came from Skullbrain, featuring Japanese toy-inspired photography and customs by dozens of artists such as Bob Ganj, Drill One, Kill, Reactor 88, Osiris Orion, Luke Pimentel, Jesse Hernandez, and lots more at Super 7 in San Francisco, California, opening April 18th, super7store.com.
Mini Money Mobile Parties. Visit any Kid Robot store or participating retailer on April 19th for your free Mini Money Mobile to design yourself. Decorating materials will be provided. Check out kidrobot.com for a list of all of the participating retailers and to find one in your area.
Here's a few that have let us know.
Yes.
Red Hot Robot, Lulabelle Toy Bodega, Gorilla, Gunzo, Rivet, Shopperoonie, Lift, Pink Ghost, Uberbot, and many more.
And many more.
Those are just ones that have given us a heads up, so if you know any of those, go there. Also, San Diego Comic-Con, tickets are selling out.
They're all
4 days are out.
4 days are out. Saturday's out. Friday is like in the yellow. It's almost sold out. And then Thursday and Sunday still have some tickets left.
So get up there if you're going. Now's the time. Now on to
the cool custom of the week.
Cool customs of the week.
This week's cool custom comes to us from Onell Design, and it's part of the Goliath system. They are the makers of the figures like Fade-In and Excellus. Yes. I hope I'm saying Excellus right. I say it that way every time.
How else would you say Excellus?
I don't know. I'm just making sure I say it right. And Kraboth. So now what Matt over at Onell Design did was he decided to release a line called Custom Core.
Yes.
C-O-R-P-S. Custom Core. What it was is it was started out as about 30 pieces, and they were all custom made by him with resin heads that him and his mold maker both cast up and he painted. Mm-hmm. And each one was going to include a card, a hand-painted art card by Jesse Moore.
Very cool concept.
Then Matt realized that there was a lot more fans.
Than 30?
Than 30. So he, not wanting to exclude anyone, let it go a little bit longer and higher, and he was going to go to about 50. And then he realized that the fans were a lot more than he thought, and he ended up, I think, making around 70. Wow. We don't know the official number of the how many there were at the end there. But,
ravenous fans, I love it.
Yeah, so he didn't want to leave anybody out, so he just kept making them. How cool is that? I mean, even though it takes up his time to custom make each one of these figures, he sat down and did it just so his fans would be happy.
Well, let's check out what you have.
So it came in a black header card with a black bag.
Black on black.
black on black with a little custom core logo at the top.
Kind of like you bought something at the adult store.
Yes. So when you open it up, like I said, inside is an art card, hand painted by Jesse Moore.
Oh, it smells good.
Who is callgrim.com. You can check out his art.
Yes.
This was actually painted on April Fool's Day.
Oh, maybe you don't really have that card.
I have card number 7, so I have figure number 7, I would imagine.
That's awesome.
And like I said, each one, it's a PVC body, but each one has actual hand cast head. But when you're holding it, it really doesn't even feel like it feels like it's part of the same
piece.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're like, oh, I got this weird thing. But this is totally bringing the designer art side of toys into kind of more of a, I mean, you wouldn't really think
playable,
of these as
custom.
a designer vinyl or anything. Like, this would just be more of like a regular toy. But bringing this into it, he's bringing in the designer world of it. So now all these people have a one-of-a-kind designer figure.
And now they didn't design every head. Am I correct?
No, Matt did all of these.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Every
Matt,
head.
And I believe they might even, some of them might be
Wow.
Jesse's design too, but these are all Matt's sculpts and Matt's heads
But
for this line.
Custom core is not over
No, there will be more custom core in the future.
by other artists?
I'm not sure if that's going to be in the custom core or if those are just crossovers with other artists.
Oh, okay.
But there will be more of these hand cast heads. And there were heads in the past that were not custom core, but they were crossovers with other artists. Like Triclops Studio did some heads. Lamore, I believe is the name, who did heads. So there will be other heads and more custom figures in the future. So now's a good time to jump on board and start.
And how much was your custom core figure?
$20.
Not a bad price.
Includes
For including
a hand-painted piece of art as well.
You would pay more than $20 for a piece of art like that at a gallery.
Oh, yeah. You would totally pay that.
It's crazy.
There you go.
Plus, you're getting a toy. So why not? Very cool. And you can check out his stuff at onelldesign.com.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the more tame of the designs, but some of them, I mean, there was He-Man inspired
There were
ones,
He-Man inspired. Very cool.
which, I mean, this is the perfect episode to show that picture. There's an Optimus Prime
Very cool.
inspired one. So yeah, there's a V inspired one. So there's some really cool customs in this custom core line. So make sure you get in on the next time he does this.
And be sure to check out, if you're a fan at all of the Fadens or Excellus or Craboth or whatever Onell does, be sure to check out onelldesign.com every now and then, because you never know. Things pop up on his website. There's a warp zone where you may get crazy, exclusive figures.
Yeah, it makes it really fun to
You have
collect
no
these
idea.
figures.
Search the site. There's all sorts of hidden Easter eggs. It's just extra fun.
You definitely
for the
have
collector.
to watch the blog.
Watch the blog.
Watch his blog, because there's fun stuff that pops up and it's there for a day and then that's it. It doesn't get sold again sometimes. So you gotta be on your toes when you're collecting this stuff. But it's fun. It makes it really cool.
Very cool. Oh, you know what else is cool? If you want to talk about your Onell collection, you can now go to the Toy Break and October Toys forums.
Yes.
And we have a Glyos section where you can talk about the expanding Glyos universe, what you have in your collection, what customs you're doing, whatever you want to talk about. Very cool.
Join
and George
us.
has been working on a anthology?
Visual guide.
A visual guide, even better, of the Glyos universe and system.
Trying to gather all of the pictures that are these one-day releases here and there and put them into one spot so we can all go and check it out. So come talk to us if you collect these figures. Come share your stories with us. Share
And your
pictures. There's a good community of people over there that are really into these figures, and the forum in general has a good community of people. So if you've been lurking, or if you're just thinking about maybe joining the forum but you don't know where to start, just start here. You won't make any mistakes.
We welcome all ages and all types of toy lovers.
Just come
even
on
if you
in.
don't love toys.
No, you better love toys of some sort.
You think?
Yeah, you better love toys. What are you watching this for if you don't love toys?
That's a good question. Maybe they love our smiley, happy faces. You can't see his, but he's probably happy under there. So that almost pretty much wraps it up for episode 73. Remember to save money with Toy Break using coupon code TOYBREAK, all one word, at 3DRetro, FunCrush.com, and OctoberToys.com for 20% off your orders. Also remember to visit ToyBreak.com for show notes from this episode and past episodes. You can watch or download episodes in video or MP3 form, and you can join the contests on our forum. You can also check out our affiliates like Adagio Tees, iTunes, Rift Tracks, Netflix, and Jellaskins. You can call call and leave us a voicemail at 818-AM-I-GOOD, or you could record an MP3 and email it to us at info@toybreak.com, where you can also email questions and suggestions or whatever else you have. Check out our toy briefs at youtube.com/toybreak. And now, here's your toy break.